Peace and blessings, everyone. Doctah Copeland in your ear once again on the social media mess, y'all. Just jumping over here ready to share some information with y'all that I was sitting here meditating on. I'm sitting outside and listening to the birds. It sound like they're gathering together. But I don't want to hold y'all ears up hostage too long. I'm still thinking about that holiday eating that we all going to be doing this, next 2 months possibly, you know what I'm saying, for the holidays and enjoying, like I said, the communion with our family members and stuff of that nature. And so I just want to just share some things with y'all just in case you didn't know. And like I said, if you find any pointers that you like, chop it up. You can take and remix it, share it with your friends. If you haven't started following me, go ahead and start following me. Now, today I'm still talking about, holiday eating and maybe look at some things that maybe we not maybe even knowing about. Hopefully soon, in the VA and in the North Carolina area, in which I, be residing in, as y'all be seeing me popping up in. Hopefully I get some herbs in and stuff like that. As y'all know, I'm not an herbalist. I deal with energy medicine practitioner. You know what I'm saying? Deal with the energy fields of the body, as well as what I'm talking about here today. We're talking about the holiday eating and how it may disrupt the system, our cellular communications, our energy levels during these times as well, family. And so hopefully, I I get some good authentic herbs pretty soon. We'll be talking about that to where, we can get it to the people's family and start helping assisting y'all in balancing your body back out. With that said, family, our body's going to be really unbalanced, I feel, during these holiday seasons as people be holiday eating once again. You know what I mean? Like I said, maybe getting a chance to be with their family members once again after all year, And so one of the things I was thinking about, family, that was very interesting was, the body can only withstand so much sugars, salt, and proteins. So, like sugars, I know y'all heard me talk about sugar a few times. So sugar, the body can only withstand per day about 24 grams of sugar to process and break it down. If not, it's too much, it's going to get stored in the liver. Like I said, maybe said in my previous video, you're looking at one thing could have, 30, 20, 40 grams of sugar. You know what I'm saying? So we're eating multiple things in one time or throughout that whole day from morning until the time we go to bed or pass out, whichever one comes first, right? That we are consuming these products, which is way above, I feel, the 24 grams of sugar. Before I get really started, anything I say today is strictly for educating purposes only. It's not here to treat, cure, or diagnose anyone, and definitely not here to replace any advice from your medical provider, fam. Now that I got that out the way, salt. Let's think about the salt content, fam. Some of y'all like to add extra salt when things already have salt in it, fam. Such things that come in boxes and cans and stuff. And it's already got salt in it, so we add extra salts and stuff. But the body can only process 2.3 grams of salt per day. That's about 2,300 milligrams. So you see something that might say 400 milligrams of salt for one serving. One serving might be, one little cup. But brothers in the hood and in different places. You know what I mean? That's why we obese, fam. You know what I mean? Having all these heart conditions and diabetes and stuff, I feel. Because we're going to eat more than just one cup, fam, per serving. We might have, let's say, 3 cups. Okay. So you got to times that by 3, fam. So in other words, if it says it has 400 milligrams, you got to times that by 3, because you're going to eat at least 3 servings without you realizing. And so now we up to 1,200 milligrams. And like I said, that's just one piece of food. Now let's move forward, fam. Like I said, protein, everybody talking about protein or amino acids, which it can get from greens and vegetables and fruits and some nuts, you know what I'm saying? So we got complex proteins that we're really eating, which is the problem, see what I'm saying? And so the body can only process, he's saying, with the woman. My phone, it seemed like things cut off for me, that, you know, the social media mess. But as I was saying, you know what I'm saying, we're dealing with 50 grams of protein for women, about 63 grams for the man. Depends on what kind of activities you do as well. You may can take a little bit more in per day, they saying, but like I was saying, you can get that from fruits, nuts, vegetables, and stuff other than just meat products. So, however, let's look at this though, family. They saying like poetry. Let's see that bird that I talked about before. They said 4 ounces of that can equal up to 20 to 25 grams of protein. So that could be like maybe 4 ounces, maybe like what? Maybe a bird leg, maybe? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking a breast may be a little bit heavy, a little bit more than 4 ounces, family. So you're looking at the average person, family. We're going to eat about 2 or 3 pieces, you know what I mean? So once again, we got the times that by 3. Let's do that again. So if one, let's say, leg is 4 ounces, and that's equaling to 20 to 25 grams of protein, then I got to times that by 3. So actually, by the time I ate 3 of those jokers, fam, you know what I mean, I'm up to, what, 60 grams of protein, fam. So the body can't really handle all that. That's a lot that they got to break down, and you got to find the right enzymes, enough enzymes. They say, hey man, let's go in and get this stuff broken down in the body, because you know you ain't gonna chew. You know you got to chew your food anyway from 25 to 50 times. So a lot of people don't do that. It's something that even I have to be like, okay, I'm chewing too fast, I'm eating too fast, I'm hungry, fam. So I'm like, okay, slow down. And, you know, you got to chew until, you know, it emulsify in your mouth until it get almost like watery, you know what I'm saying? Then you swallow, fam, because that's 40% of our digestion begins in our mouth. You see what I'm saying? But we sitting there chewing, talking, like I was saying, we drinking something while we eating, and that's going to dilute the stomach acids in our body, so our food ain't going to get digested then as well. Holiday eating, family, is what I'm talking about. And then we got to think about the saturated, hydrogenated oils that are going to be cooked in, family. You know what I'm saying? You know, pretty much like I said, some of that stuff is pretty much like motor oil, family. You know what I'm saying? As far as the compounds, go look it up, you know what I mean? And also we're looking at the dairy. We're the only people that's still sucking on tits, family. You know, grown-ass men and women, fam. We're the only species that walking around on Earth that's still wanting some milk from a titty, fam. I'm just saying, a lot of us is lactose intolerant. There's some of those people that got that, you know, the lactase or the proper enzymes to break that down. But they saying the average melanated person is lactose intolerance, fam. We can't handle all that milk products and dairy products, but we eat it anyway, fam. Then we got gas, we got abdominal pains, we got, you know, eventually colon cancers and stuff, family. You don't accumulate it so much over the years. You know, it's accumulation. So we're looking at that as well. And it's pasteurized milks that we use in, fam. It's cooked milk, fam. You know, have you really ever seen milk from a cow? I don't milk the cow before, family. You got to be careful with them titties, because the cow might kick you or it might smack you in the face with its tail, fam. It's real talk, fam. So milking a cow, you know what I'm saying? The stuff to be all floating around in the milk and stuff like that. I'm just saying, fam, stuff in the store, you know, it's pasteurized, you know what I mean? Broken down, cooked, and processed with other things and added stuff in it. And so a lot of that stuff is going to be mucus forming for us. Like I said, we eat all these things in one setting, you know what I mean? And sometimes we don't get sick right away. It might take 3, 4, or 5 days, or maybe a week or 2 before all that accumulation is ready to now be, you know, evacuation. You know what I mean? Trying to get up out of your body, family, some type of way, right? And so these things are mucus forming. Then you got the breads and the grains, and within them they got a bleach flour. Like I said, bleach, the same thing. Got certain chlorine type of chemicals in these bleach stuff. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute, I did talk about sugar, didn't I? Many times, but did I talk about bone char? Or, you know what I'm saying, to bleach the sugar, they're using grinded up bone or blood. They're saying, you know what I'm saying, to even bleach this processed sugar. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, the process, it got phosphoric acid, which can mess with our phosphorus within our body, which can make it off center, which is going to affect our calcium levels. Now, stuff is getting pulled from our bones, family. You know, weakening our bones, possibly. You see that? And then we got sulfur dioxide, also, that's in processed sugar we talking about. A refined sugar we talking about, that's in dominant oil products. And like I said, your body can only do 24 grams. And then we talking about the cooked foods, family. Can't forget about that, family. Oh, man, look. You know what I'm saying? No nutrients in it. You just, once you get past 118 degrees, I know you're going to have greens. You're going to have your collard greens, mustard greens, and all that. But the thing about it, you're going to cook all this, the nutrients.